Sora AI may not be as hype as everybody's making it out to be. In one of the demos, you saw Balloon Head, which is this person who's like a yellow balloon. Instead of a head, he has this balloon, and he's like walking around and doing life stuff, like, riding a bike, on a train, and everything like that, just normal stuff. And this did numbers, and it made its way around social media, but it actually may not have been as spectacular as we may have thought it was. What ended up happening was that Sora AI did a lot of the heavy lifting, but it wasn't as good as you thought it was going to be. Sora AI ended up doing a lot of things wrong and lacking consistency, which you see in a lot of video models, right? When you have a prompt and you push it into the prompt, maybe that one prompt is consistent or semi-consistent, but trying to do different scenes with the same character, same clothes, daytime lighting, all those things can really be hard and challenging to get right with AI currently. And so what people are saying right now is that the whole demo was fake. And I won't go as far as to say the whole demo was fake, but it was not exactly 100% just from Sora. What ended up happening was there was a group of talented filmmakers who ended up getting basically some footage from Sora, prompting it, and then able to then touch it up, rotoscope it, edit some things out, and replace the inconsistencies and the mistakes that it may have made through Sora to then make a finished, polished product. And I think that is a little bit much because we were all thinking like, oh, this Sora thing is amazing and how far it's come and that you could basically make films from this. I don't think anybody was really thinking that these things were like touched at all. I think that it was just like we thought that it was going to be a prompt into the system, and then it came back with this amazing video footage, and maybe they just added some music behind it. For us to find out like this, I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing, but it does kind of give it some credence to think that like, oh, Sora isn't as amazing as we thought it was. Also, they were saying that like some of the renders take like 10 to 20 minutes, which isn't bad. Is like, I think it's definitely faster than trying to edit your own footage or trying to create your own footage or like trying to find the right clips for a certain video. I think it's definitely going to be faster than trying to do that. You can just type it into the prompt and you get out what you want, or maybe a couple times, maybe over an hour or two, you get exactly what you want, but you don't have to go out and film. You may not have the equipment. Who knows how much the pricing is going to be. So it may be better overall for like filmmakers, and you can get like the exact shot, especially with limitations. Let's say you wanted to go somewhere like Russia, Ukraine, or Israel. You know what I'm saying? Maybe these places that it's hard to get, and you're like, oh, I could just prompt it in there. It'll show me like a place that's like that, like Alaska, North Pole, South Pole type of things. And I still think right now, Sora is amazing because the demos we did see from OpenAI were still good, where we saw like the lady walking, or we saw just like the elephants or the bunny. We saw some weird inconsistencies, and even OpenAI has said they have some inconsistencies. So I don't think it's such a big deal because we know this is not perfect technology. They're still going to be iterating on it. It's going to be multiple versions coming out. But I just think that when we saw the demos from the filmmakers, when they had like the closed beta with like these select few artists, that we thought it was going to really be amazing and groundbreaking. But I think in this being like kind of like the flagship video that they had filmed, I don't know, kind of let us down a little bit for the possibilities. But I still think it's great, and they gave us great insight on what it is, and it's like some behind the scene footage of like what it's doing, how they did that stuff, how they like like sometimes like the balloon had like a face drawn on it, or sometimes the balloon color didn't come out correctly, or sometimes there was a balloon in the footage, but the balloon had like, it was like in the sky, but the actual person actually had a face or some type of face. Maybe it was like a pale face with no facial expression, with the balloon over the head, or like a stump looking thing. So it was some weirdness happening, and like they had to kind of cut out the weirdness to make it a full functioning film. But it is still a lot better than them having to do it themselves, and to cut out stuff, it's still not that bad, especially if the footage itself was still like really good. So the person was walking, moving, riding a bike, all those things were pretty consistent. I think overall it kind of just maybe puts people at ease to know that, like, hey, filmmaking is possible with Sora. You can do a lot with it. But also, I think the main thing that's going to be an issue is how do you get the clips, sourcing the clips, and being a good prompt engineer in order to create good prompts to get back good images and footage that you can use. And I think this is also good for, like, equaling the playing field, like, so you won't have to rely on like huge studios and huge budgets to get like these crystal clear images, even though of course they have like unlimited funds to do this stuff. Overall, I think this is a pretty good thing they're doing with Sora, and that is going to be open for us soon in the future.